Essava, this is Geolazable coming at you with another Destiny video, and welcome to my extensive review of the Ophidian Aspect, which are the brand new exotic gauntlets that you're able to pick up for your warlock on the new Rise of Iron DLC. Now these are amazing gauntlets, and we're going to go ahead and do a little bit of not only in detail a review about the gauntlets, but also overall in general, just give you guys my gist and what I think of these gauntlets in general. Now, if you guys find this video helpful and informative, make sure you guys leave a comment and like. Let's try to get to 300 likes on this video, and let's get started. First and foremost, want to get started with the aesthetics of the gauntlets and the way they look. As you guys see, if you haven't noticed, it is two scorpions or two boas, or just probably just say in general snakes that are wrapped up within the glove, and we have a sphere between the middle of the of the snakes, and just makes it an amazing pair of gauntlets. I want to give you guys the overall look at the way they look like, just so you guys can get a aesthetically, that's what they look like, and they, by far to me, they're one of the best looking pair of gauntlets currently right now in Destiny, and as far as the warlock is concerned. So that's what they look like. They look really cool. I like the fact that they even put a little ring on his finger, with the including within the gauntlets, kind of like wrapping it up like he's actually holding down that snake. Now let's go ahead and dive into what you guys want to know, which is pretty much in general. We're going to cover the first three trees, but then we're going to go ahead and talk about the one, the only, the Viper Totemic. So of course, you guys increase intellect and discipline. Of course, you're going to want to be trying to get a roll with a tier 12. But the two cool things that here we have is we have a snap discharge. This one increases the melee attack speed. Definitely would probably recommend this one to always be part of your inventory, just because the warlock melee is so currently right now it's so overpowered, and one of the factors which makes a warlock a very deadly class, especially when running up close and shotgunning. Next up, we have energy protection, increase grenade throw distance, or gain a bonus melee energy on grenade hits. This one's whichever is your preference. The grenade throw difference is not that different, especially if you're running a void and you're running action bolts. It shouldn't be so much of a problem when you guys are running these. So definitely this would be the best setup you could guys have, was a snap discharge and momentum. So let's go ahead and talk about the one, the only, the perk that makes this a viable OP exotic armor, which is the Viper Totemic. Now the Viper Totemic does the following: it improves energy drain, weapon readiness, and reloads very quickly. But let's go ahead and talk about each individual aspect of this one, and we'll start with the reload very quickly. Alright, so the reason I came over here to show you guys what these gauntlets do is I want to show you a little bit of trick that not a lot of people know. So for example, if I shoot this weapon and I have the gauntlets enabled, it will allow me to reload my weapon fairly quickly. So if I go ahead and reload, you see how fast it's reloading compared to any other pair of gauntlets. Let me switch those up so you guys can see the side-by-side comparison of the way that looks like when you don't have a reload quickly featured enabled. So when you don't have a quick reload feature enabled, you won't be able to reload as quickly as you possibly can. So we're shooting that right there. We're going to go ahead and hit that reload. And you guys notice the biggest difference right now with the reload speed is not the same. Now, one thing that people don't know about these pair of gauntlets is once you have these pair of gauntlets equipped, not only does it give you the reload speed for the secondary weapon, but it also gives you the reload speed, the fast reload speed for any primary that you might have. And of course, any rocket launcher or heavy that you have, it gives you that fast reload as well. So it makes these gauntlets extremely amazing, just because you're going to be able to not only reload your primary, your secondary, and your heavy fairly quickly. And that's a quick overview of one of the new and awesome perks that come with these pair of gauntlets. But that's not just all what these gauntlets do. That's just to reload very quickly. Now let's go ahead and talk about weapon readiness and reload very quick. So here's a quick example of the weapon readiness, so you guys can get an idea of what the biggest difference is. So that's my shotty, that's my rocket, that's my primary, that's my rocket, that's my primary, that's my shotgun, that's my rocket launcher. Alright, that's with the gauntlets. Without the gauntlets, let's go ahead and remove these, and you guys will notice. Alright, so let's go ahead. Here we go. That's my primary, that's my shotgun, That's my rocket. Alright, that's my primary. That's my rocket. That's my primary. That's my shotgun. And that's my rocket. So you guys can see the biggest difference right there that we have with the ready. So it makes this weapon really effective, and not only makes you fast at reloading and be ready to engage in combat, but it also gives you the ability to have that weapon really fairly quickly. Alright, so the last thing we're going to be looking at is the last part that I want to talk to you guys about is this part right here, which is the improved energy drain, which we kind of talked about what it does, but I haven't told you guys what you guys should be running when you guys are running this. So if you guys know, that will give you your grenade, you know, a lot quicker. But does this stack up with the hungering? That's one question. Another question you might have is, you know, what is the best setup to use when using the Ophidians? Is it better to use a tier 4, tier 3, tier 5 within the discipline column? And that's what we're going to take a look at right now. So what you're going to want to do is do the following. Let's go ahead and punch out a couple of numbers here so you guys can get an idea of what we're looking at. So we're going to punch up the whole discipline, tier 0, tier 1, tier 2, tier 3, tier 4, tier 5, and then we're going to punch up the regular grenade current charge time. As you guys see right there, as long as you have a regular grenade charge time, even once you hit tier 5, your grenade charge time is going to be 25. Now, if you have energy drain as in normal mode, you'll see the big difference, and you know, big difference from 25 to 5 if you're running tier 5, or if you're running tier 4, you're going to see it drops from 34 all the way to 14. Now, if you're running the Ophidian and the Hunger, which is the skill tree, the Hunger being the skill tree within the Voidwalker, or the Ophidians wearing the gauntlets, this is where things get a little bit tricky. Because if you guys notice, from tier 4, you go from 14 to 6. So that's very interesting, right? That means you'll go ahead and get that grenade a lot quicker. Now, if you notice the bottom one, you go from 6 to 5. So there's not much of a difference between tier 4 and tier 5. So depending on which column you want to run in, that would be what would be best suited for wearing these pair of gauntlets. Now, some people would say, you know, maybe running tier 4 would be a little bit better than if you were to run tier 5. But in overall, general, definitely, it's all going to be dependent on what subclass you run. If you run Stormcaller, if you run Voidwalker, or if you run Sunslinger. So that's all going to be dependent. That's going to be part of another video that I want to be working on, which is what best tier class build is for each subclass. But I hope you found this video helpful and informative. If you did, make sure you guys leave a comment and a like. Let me know what you think of the Ophidians, and if you have a pair of your own. And don't forget, guys, for all things Destiny, keep it locked on this channel, and I will catch you guys on the next video.